Yo,
That's
yo,
me
yo. Welcome,
stunning.
guys. We live.
Whoops.
Oops. Lots of behind the scenes work. If you guys only knew what actually was going on in the background, your hair would
It's
fall out like my receding hairline. Um,
not good. I'm not streaming anywhere. All of a sudden, X crashed on me. I give up. But next week, I'm coming out of the closet to my real Facebook friends and audience. I asked a question like last week. I was like, "Hey, would anyone care for crypto updates or educational stuff?" And everyone was like, "Yeah, that'd be amazing." And now I feel kind of pressured to do it. So I'm coming out of the closet on Facebook as a crypto, Twitter, KOL fluencer marketer next week. So stay tuned for that episode.
See, it's funny. I was at Consensus back in May, and a lot of people were on Facebook and Instagram, which I have never heard
Yeah.
of in the crypto space. Crypto, in my eyes, has always lived on X and or Twitter. But yeah, it's very interesting to see that you know what it is. It's a lot of the suits, a lot of the lawyers. So when I was at Consensus, there was a lot of regulatory lawyers, fund managers, like people like the institutional people getting into crypto, and kind of like they were literally there to learn like what the hell is crypto, and
Right.
it was actually kind of neat because you see all these different channels, and I know you've had success streaming on LinkedIn, and that's something I would have never even thought of for crypto because the
Right.
crypto bros and the the serious people on LinkedIn, but it's definitely a thing, and I learned that as I went to more and more conferences, more people connected through LinkedIn.
Yep. It's weird. When I fundraised for Sedona a couple years ago, I really doubled down. I used a cool tool called Dripify to automate a lot of my BD when we were looking for VCs and looking for other founders that might have good synergies. That's funny. The recording just started. I saw, but so I have quite a network there of crypto native marketing, different people. So I definitely need to be leveraging it. And next week we'll also get that set up too. So it's a learning process. I'm not the tech person. Mike is, and he has the hardest time explaining to me. He says a bunch of words, and then I'm just like, Mike, just be quiet, or I'm never going to figure this out.
Honestly, it's tough. Especially being remote.
Yeah.
Someday we'll get to a point where we have a studio and everything. That'd be nice.
Be amazing.
And then we'll have like
Cool.
a location. That's my thing. I'm like a tech geek. I like plugging away. Again, maybe that's the mechanic in me, right? I just like.
Yeah.
It's funny. I like the
You and your
tinker.
wife should come vacation. We'll let you stay at the house and we can get a whole tech setup going.
Yeah.
Kids can play.
It's funny. I was actually thinking for November at Futures Conference. I'm like,
Yeah.
do we want to drive down there? Because I drove down to Florida back in 2018. I
I'll
loved it.
drive.
We had a great
Yeah.
time, and
But you're coming from Canada.
Yeah, I know, but it's fun. I you know what, the road trip is like an experience on its own, right? Because
True.
I'm gonna take a whole week. I was debating on it, so I'm
if you
thinking
want
about
to
it.
stop in Georgia and leave your car here, and then I'll drive the last half of the way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We could tag team it if you don't want to go the whole way.
Yeah,
we just need one car there.
I'm gonna bring the idea up to the wife. My daughter loved the whole road trip. We stopped in different places. We stopped at Georgia at the what do they call it? The rest center, and they had Forrest Gump and all that. It's so cool, actually. And
There's
all the peaches.
4 things in this whole state. It's lovely.
Forrest Gump
Georgia is lovely.
It was nice and warm. It was cool because we were right there before Florida.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't have a whole lot of news, but what I do have, I'm gonna share my screen once I bring it up. Let me get myself.
You have good news.
Let me get myself situated here. Yeah, it's nothing crazy. It was just just so the FOMC's meeting tomorrow. Let me get a share screen here. Would be yes, window.
This space isn't even tweeted on our main.
Oh, I actually have I have a post queued up. Boom! I just posted it. I had it queued up. It's so on X. just
Okay,
from
yeah,
my
it's just
main
not
profile.
showing up on the adoption pod page.
All right. So FOMC meeting, I believe, is tomorrow. Tomorrow's the 17th. Yeah. So we have kind of a double whammy here. So we have the Bank of Canada's meeting tomorrow as well, and the FOMC. Like, everybody on X is talking about, the FOMC and, Jerome Powell cutting rates, but like nobody's talking about Canada because, again, most people, at least in my circle, are from the US. But
Right.
Canada's cutting is like they're going to be cutting rates too. We might have a double whammy here when Canada and
Really?
US cutting rates on the same day, which is weird because usually Canada has their meetings like a week or 2 weeks before, but they're both on the
Right.
same days and they're both like the quarterly. It's like where they talk about every like quarter they talk about the future projections where they think they're going to go, and that makes sense because they'll cut rates and then they'll say, hey, this is kind of what we're thinking we're going to cut
Yeah.
rates, why, where we think we're going to be in the future, yada yada yada. So I think you might get. I have a feeling in my mind because I know how crypto is. It's going to be a sell the news event, and I'll show you guys later when we break down the charts why I think
Yeah, I
that.
want to talk about charts for sure because yeah,
So
I feel like I want to get risky, and I feel like you should talk me out of it. So that'll be
I think we're gonna dump. I don't know how. I don't think it's gonna be like a crazy dump, but I think
yeah.
again. I'll show you guys the moving averages. I've been talking about. The guys are in our Telegram. I posted a couple things about this. And I literally I'm not trading this week. I am just observing. I'm setting up my trades, putting them in patterns that I think they're like projecting what I think they're going to make, and then letting the days go by and seeing if it plays out or if I have to change my thinking. So tomorrow's going to be a pretty volatile day. So, and we had a nice pump for Bitcoin today. So I'm hoping that we just continue, honestly. But like, it's getting weird in the charts because moving averages are getting overheated. So like,
Yeah.
my conservative side is like, okay, let's reset. Let's get ready. Have a little dump, consolidate, and
I
then
maxed along to AVAX today. Is that a good
you know what though? Like honestly, out of all the altcoins, AVAX has held up pretty well. It's still
I know.
even though Bitcoin had that little dump.
Yeah.
Cardano went down, Solana went down. Almost everything I had went down, and AVAX stuck around $28 to $30. It's been around there.
We
It's
just
held
got a
in very well.
lord. There's an actual lord on the AVAX team now, like for a lord.
Oh, I saw
like a
that.
British
Yeah.
lord. Like I was like, I wonder if we made that connection at Summit or something. You always wonder how these things come
he's
about.
officially knighted. That's so cool.
Yeah, but it's just cool because like that's why they're having success, right? They are actually horizontally scaling. They have a market, not just a marketing plan, but a marketing strategy and a strategy about taking certain markets at certain times. And I think a lot of teams really miss it when they're like, well, we're just doing a global launch. And you're like, well, you have a $200,000 budget. You can't launch in enough. You have to target a few places, see where you're getting traction, and then double down in those areas. Drop up. So it's been a pleasure to watch AVAX really like build things the right way and then wait to bring all this marketing firepower and the big deal announcements and the FIFAs and the Sports Illustrated and everything else coming, and then just hiring on a bunch of the top KOLs of the space to just shout it from the rooftop. So I think it's working. Whatever it is, it's working.
Absolutely, definitely. AVAX is. I've been exploring the whole FIFA partnership, and like that's something like I played soccer my whole life, so this is like for me a no brainer.
Yeah.
So exploring that, I was looking at I was actually doing this at work here, so I was looking at the packs. I was actually very tempted to buy a couple of them. So I actually probably gonna put some money into those because you can actually win. They call it right to buy, so you can have a chance to get a right to buy pass to have a right like your place in line to buy a ticket for the World Cup in 2026.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so they had packs for Houston,
Wow.
Boston and Houston. So I'm like, okay, like I don't even care what game I go to, honestly, because you don't get to choose the game, you just get to choose the city. But like to go to the World Cup, like when are you gonna do that again in your life, right?
Never. I get to go to the Masters every year, but that's just because I'm lucky and live here. Everyone's like, "Oh my god," and I'm like, I don't really care.
So I think we got Maurice here.
Ooh, let's go. Bring him in. I am excited for this one.
Hello, hello.
Boy.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on? How are you?
down. You're all professional coming in here. Me and you guys both look so cool, and I'm such a basic.
It's my first time using this background. I've never used it before.
Okay. Well, I love it, and if I could also just send me a copy, I'm an ambassador. I would like to have one too.
Hey, I got you. I got you.
Well, welcome, Maurice. It's awesome to have you on. Just a little context, I guess, for the audience. I recently signed on with Hello Club to be an ambassador for them. But I've known Maurice for several years. We got a chance to meet at Summit London this year, which was amazing. I think our first IRL meeting, or maybe second. We might have met in Miami before.
No, London was actually our first time.
Okay, that's right. Yeah, I get it's hard
to. I've been to Miami once, and it wasn't anything Web3 related.
Okay, well, you should come for we're gonna go for the Futurist conference, so you should.
Hey,
make
I'm gonna be in ATL in October
right.
for the next 6 months. So,
So you guys have lots of cool stuff going on. I've been, watching your career, watching the evolution of first the Killer Whale show, season 1, and I remember feeling so like crypto has made it. We have a show that's going to be on Apple TV, right? And it was a pretty big deal. And my friend Michael K took his project on that show, and they've done exceptionally well. They were bought out after coming on that show by MetaMask. So, good marketing funnel for, obviously projects that you're working with too. But tell me a little bit about how, give us the insight, how did Hello Labs and Killer Whales come about? What's your genesis story?
So, as in how I joined Hello Labs and Killer Whales, or how Hello Labs and Killer Whales actually became what it is today?
Well, but I want to know how you came in too. I'm not trying to be rude, but just tell us about the business.
I want to understand how the question was phrased.
Yeah.
So the genesis of Hello Labs is actually it's kind of wild. So, do you guys remember Doge Dash?
That sounds familiar. Was that
remember the game with the dog that was bouncing around and you had to collect the coins?
Yes.
And everyone kept dying because everyone was terrible at the game. The game was great, but people were just like, yo, we're just getting cooked by this game, man. And people got crazy addicted to it. So they were just going back and spending fiat to turn into crypto to pay to play the game. And then if they continue, doing levels, winning X, Y, and Z, they would occur crypto back and forth X, Y, and Z. That came about because when Sander got into crypto 7, 8 years ago, something like that, he got into crypto through network investing, X, Y, and Z, made good money with investing with the right projects. He was an early stage investor and stuff. Hit a alpha, and his buddy came up to him and said, "Hey, listen, man, I want to make something like this, the Mario of crypto." That's Paul Caslin, co-founder of Hello Labs. Yeah. They're like, "Oh, okay, cool. Well, let's knock our heads together." Sander is a business owner tycoon, right? 2-time exit person, 2-time exit in companies. He's done this once, twice. He's done this many times before, and he's been successful with it. And Paul Caslin is like a tycoon in Hollywood. He's got the Hollywood experience. He's got the ties with all the major brands, all the major streaming platforms. He knows everyone over there. He's got the relationships. And they put their heads together, business, creative, created Doge Dash. From the success of Doge Dash, I don't know how much I did in volume, but that probably did hundreds of millions of dollars in volume, right?
Isn't it so wild, some of the things we've spent our money on in crypto history?
I remember
Ethereum gas fees.
Listen, gas fees alone, I think the total amount of gas fees I've spent probably still is more than how much I've actually spent in crypto, buying NFTs and whatever. I remember buying NFTs at $30 and paying £120 gas fee. What is this? This is crazy.
And now all the NFTs are worth $0 too, so it's a double.
Oh man, yeah, you're down you're down 5 times just from the freaking gas fee.
You're just
price.
Donating to the Ethereum Foundation, and you don't even get a tax credit for it.
No, you don't.
That's a good point. We should raise that somewhere.
So they made Doge Dash, became very successful, and then they said, "Hey, look, we want to take this further. How can we take it further? Well, we got business, we got entertainment, so why don't we bring that to Web3?" And then there was birthed Hello, which would power the Killer Whales TV show. So the idea was we want to make this TV show, but we want something to also power the TV show. That's how the Hello token came about. This is why Hello powers everything. That's why the slogan is powered by Hello. So they had the relationships. They had the relationships in the traditional sense in terms of the streaming platforms, entertainment, all that kind of stuff. And then they had relationships on the other side, which is crypto, all the exchanges, relationships with different investors, relationships with people like Mariner Farr, Crypto
Yep.
Daily, and different individuals. And this is how they birthed Killer Whales. This is how they birthed Hello Labs. And now Killer Whales has gone to do astronomical numbers. We're talking 600 million in reach just from season one. Season two is coming out 24th of September. It's going to be live on X. This is going to be even bigger reach where people are going to be able
What
to
are you
stream
guys
it
hoping
on.
for? What's your internal KPI for
So
that?
there, I think it's going to do about 5 million views
Mm-hmm.
because I remember the trailer that they did last year or something they released last year because I was a part of the team, not last year, sorry. I wasn't a part of the team in season one.
Okay.
I was seeing season one, the trailer, and I was like, yo, this did crazy freaking views because I think we've made it.
Yeah.
On Prime. Crypto's on Amazon Prime, it's on Apple TV. How the heck did they get a TV show? What that's who did you speak to?
I know. That's how I felt. It's just like, what? I felt like we skipped 5 years ahead. Like I had no, we'd get little shout outs and make fun of NFTs on a few sitcoms,
Yeah.
but that was as
Like
much
Simpsons. I remember the Simpsons episode that was dedicated to NFTs. That was hilarious, right? But that was that episode was so funny. But that's like the furthest we really got with it. But having a whole TV show based on crypto where people come to the show, they pitch their projects that's based in Web3, and the judges either sink or swim them. I was like, yo, this is insane. This is crazy. So I think episode one's gonna do astronomical numbers. I think episode two is gonna carry on with that, and it's gonna go down the line. We've got some marketing, we've got a lot of media behind it as well. We've got a big powerhouse, and again, it's all powered by Hello. But that's how Hello Labs, that's how Killer Whales was born and birthed. And then from the success of Killer Whales, this is where we said, okay, cool, we're gonna really, really, really blow this up even more. And this is where the idea where I joined the team last year in August, September. So I've done a year and a bit now. And the way I joined is I was already in crypto since 2017, and I had been recruited to join a VC last year as a CMO. And doing that, I was controlling over 80 to 100 different partners that we had because our service, apart from investing, was marketing as well. We would supply free marketing to anyone we invested in. So I was managing a portfolio of over 100 different clients and doing their marketing, doing all the go-to-market strategies, doing all that kind of stuff.
That sounds
And
really
then,
easy and not stressful. Why would you ever leave
oh,
that?
yeah, no, easiest job in the world. You go to sleep at 2 in the morning and then you wake up at 5 because why not? The only sense of peace that you find is in the gym because no one's messaging you and you can just shut your phone off and you just go back to the same thing, right? Burst up on like 5 cups of coffee a day. Sounds great.
Yeah.
And then so one of the spaces I was hosting, because I would do weekly spaces all the time, I was doing like 2-3 a week. One of the spaces I was hosting, Sander just happened to join. Now I knew of Sander. He didn't know me. I don't think he did. I knew of him and I knew Killer Whales and knew Hello Labs. And I was like, oh, this is Sander in the audience. So I was like, hey, yo, big shout out to Sander, Hello Labs, comes up on stage. And then we DM and stuff, and he shares like a little snippet of what's cooking in Hello Labs. And I was like, oh, okay. And then when I was transitioning out of VC, I was going through my contacts. And I was like, I don't want to just continue doing my own thing. I want to have maybe my own thing, but I want to work with the company. Why? Because I believe crypto right now is in its Silicon Valley stage, right? Early stage. And partnering with people that are experts in their field that have a full-fledged company. And when I say company, I mean a company that uses Slack, right? Which is unheard of
What's
in
Slack?
crypto.
I've never even
Slack is like business professional version of Discord.
I know. I
Oh,
hate
right.
it.
Okay.
You'll get some Web 2 teams coming into crypto and then they're like, oh, we use Slack. And I'm like, oh, yes. Can't we
I
just
don't
Yeah.
even know
But
what
it's
Telegram
like
Slack
like
is.
everyone else?
it's like proper organized, right? Full blown
Yeah.
team, every department's filled, all that kind of stuff. And I remember when I joined the team because I was switching over, and I was like, "Oh wow, you guys are actually pros." Like it's not moonlighting as a company that has a ton of employees and only run by two people. They've actually got a team. And when I joined during that period, I remember this is where Sander laid it out. He said, "Look, we've had loads of success. We want to build this out even more, and what we want to do is we want to power everything by Hello, not just the
Yeah.
show, not just our gaming part, but we want to power more." And this is where the Hello Incubator was born, where we incubate only 25 projects this year. We're actually close to that 25 number as well. A few are announced. We now have the Hello
Wow.
Growth, which is run by Nosh, which is our K1 ambassador program,
He's such a sweetheart.
which is he's
Shout
great, man. Which Michaela is a
out.
part of, and shout out to Nosh. And we also have the Hello Club, which is going to be going live like really freaking soon. I'm talking imminent. And we
Can
have
you
like
give alpha
tons of other
on
stuff.
that to people? Is that something you can talk about?
Oh yeah, I could talk about club. I could talk about club. So we've
Okay.
got like so much that's just launched this year alone, and then we got the show coming in like a week or two, which is ridiculous. Next week even.
Dude,
You guys got
So
Thread Guy too.
I love the
Nice.
yeah.
whole Dragon's Den thing because that I would love that show. Like literally, I have like Kevin O'Leary's book here, and I have the Wealthy
Oh
Barber.
sweet,
I
nice.
have the Wealthy Barber sitting over there too. Like that's my jam. So like a show in crypto now for that is like so amazing. I remember
Dream come
when it
true.
first came out. Well, well, you know what? It was funny. I was sitting on the weekend and I wanted to watch stuff. And I'm like, I don't want to watch Netflix. I want to watch something on crypto. So I started, looking at podcasts about crypto and stuff like that. But like, that's what I want to watch. It's what I'm interested in now because literally it's consumed me since I got in
Yeah.
crypto. It's what, and you guys know how did you get the crypto bug? And it's just like, here we go down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did the Solana Summer Girls steal your idea? That's why they're doing a reality TV show too.
I saw that, and I'll be honest, they probably did. They probably did say,
Yeah.
and there's nothing wrong with like if they did,
No,
like
it's
it's great.
the
It's
more
actually good.
coverage, the better. But I
It
think
means
that's
that
going
it
to
means that we're
be
doing something right, you know.
yeah,
But we've had like there's been a
bachelor
few
level drama.
people coming up with ideas to come up with shows and stuff, and I've seen different reality shows. I've seen a dating one as well. I've seen like a crypto tycoon kind of guy. They were actually doing a film. They were filming part of it in Denver early this year, East Denver. And I think the idea is someone that was like a CEO kind of position, runs no company, X, Y, and Z, needs to find a wifey in crypto and dating all these crypto baddies. And I say that loosely because it's like you're a girl that talks about crypto, but I guarantee you don't really understand the real nitty gritty of the
Right.
industry.
There's a
And
lot of
that's not a
Bitcoin
bad thing.
baddies.
That's not a bad thing, but hey, it's for TV, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know if that aired properly or where it aired. I have no idea. But I've seen a lot of kind of like spin-off shows that's happened. But the one thing in common that I hear all the time when it comes to shows or anything like this is anyone that's been on our show that might go to another one or do a show or do some form of production always
Hmm.
says the production is nowhere near what you guys did.
Yeah. I mean, you
Like you
look at it and
guys,
it looks like something just produced out of
yes,
Hollywood, right? Like there's no like, we do our content on Twitter and we're a lot of content creators and it's
yeah,
obviously not as high quality and shot and it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to feel more authentic and real and
mhm.
whatnot. But that is a production and it's just super impressive. So I want to get back. My ADD takes me a lot of different places, but the Hello Club. How can people get in? I do have a link. I'll post it somewhere if you want to sign up with my
Yeah.
Hello
So
Club crew, but explain
um,
it to them.
yeah. So the Hello Club, how the Hello Club works is we built a platform where individuals are able to join not just the Hello community, but they're able to be a part of something called a club. And the club is where you are able to be a lot deeper into Hello Labs as an ecosystem, right? So an idea is Hello Club is an exclusive community for Hello holders, right? So hence the word Hello holders, right? This is
Hmm.
providing insider access to high impact projects, pre-sales, and expert insights. This allows our launchpad, right? Now, launchpad is coming. That's on the website. You can go see that for yourself. It's coming later on. But our launchpad and well program gives members priority access to unique investment opportunities and premium content. Now, the investment opportunities is imagine being able to invest with the whales, right? So
Mm-hmm.
the whales are saying, hey, look, this is opportunity. We're going to invest. Mariner Fowler's going to invest, or Anthony Scaramucci, whoever. You could
Right.
follow your own whale on their investment opportunities. You
That's
understand their
crazy.
risk and reward ratio as well. It won't just be, oh, I'm investing with this guy's. Oh, why are you investing? Well, the track record speaks for itself, kind of thing. So
Right.
you can see the kind of projects they invest in. If it matches your thesis, if it matches your idea of how you want to invest, you can invest with them. And it also it also is the complete ultimate gateway for all Hello holders, unlocking exclusive access to high impact projects. Like I said, the premium pre-sales, expert insights, and this is through like various different things that people can get involved in as well. So in terms of like what's next, this is what you get access to like in a bit deeper, right? So as I said, Hello Launchpad, which is coming soon. As a Hello member, as a Hello Club member, you get access to um, investing with the whales and so on and so forth. You get free premium token drop. This is dope.
Okay.
So this is where you get to enjoy premium token drops from Killer Whale projects and Hello backed incubator projects, right? So Hello
Okay.
Incubator projects, Killer Whale projects, backed by the Hello brand. This is a reward for being part of the inner circle. So you get token drops from the projects that we are partnered with, that we are working with hand in hand. You get questing super boost as well. So your quest begins in the Hello Club. This is where you can complete weekly challenges and boost your reward pool allocation by up to 165%.
You're
So
just
your
saying
reward
all this from
allocation,
memory, I can tell. It's so
oh yeah,
good.
100%. Yeah.
Impressive.
You also get the Hello Burn and Hello Trade, right? So Hello Trade, this is where we have our Hello Decks. This is where you're able to buy and sell, stake, able to lock tokens, all that kind of stuff. The
Mm-hmm.
Hello Decks is actually completely, I would say, is new in terms of like it's never been done before in crypto.
Yeah.
So this is where liquidity pool owners have access to coming into the Hello Decks, making their own LP, making their own liquidity pool, and they are receiving the fees back instead of those fees going elsewhere. So let's say, for example, you did like $1 million in volume in your liquidity pool, and then out of that was like $10,000 in revenue. You get majority of that as a
Yeah.
liquidity pool provider, right?
We're
But
gonna get the
it's not a
Cockinu community in there hard because they
So
love
oh
opportunities like this.
yeah,
so a crypto project, a token, will come in and provide liquidity to the decks,
it could
and
be anyone. It could be
A
you.
whale.
like
Like
a
it
creator
doesn't need to
coin.
just be a project. It could be a creator. It could be a random degen. This gives the power back to the person creating the liquidity pool. So
Okay.
project, community owner, degen, yourself, random person on the street creates a liquidity pool how you normally create it. It's on ETH, BNB base as well. We are going to be launching on other chains as well. You create a liquidity pool. Let's say it's like 50% of the fees go back to the person that created it. Usually, those fees go back to the DEX. Usually,
Okay.
those fees go
Mhm.
back to the centralized exchange. Usually, those fees go back to the entity itself. However, this way, the fees go back to the person that created the liquidity pool. So let's say out of that 10K, it was like 5K that was generated in terms of the
Mm-hmm.
volume that will go back to the person on a daily basis. That's not locked or staked somewhere. That's for them. They can go spend it, reinvest it, do whatever they want with it. Now, this gives the
Okay.
opportunity for, like when you said companies that come in like a token project, this is an additional income for them.
Yeah.
You
It's like a
guys have
win-win.
you guys have guardrails in place to, just to help protect against people just coming in the rug.
Well, we have specific things in place that will, I guess,
Like I
help
meant like a
with that.
vetting process of like who's going to be coming in for providing
So
liquidity.
if how we do the vetting process is if someone wants to list with us, so list on the DEX, but also wants our marketing support.
Okay.
So we're in a few conversations right now with people that say, "Hey, look, we don't just want to list; we want that media support as well." Great, that's where that vetting process comes in. However, if you're just listing on the Dex to list, it's a Dex. You can list.
Fair enough.
There's no listing fee. You just list it
Nice.
however you would normally list on a normal
Yeah.
Dex. However, if you want to be with us and be working with us on a day to day, week to week spaces, ambassador campaigns, all that kind of stuff, interviews, marketing approach, the media access. You want access to our brand in that way? Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
100%. You're gonna be scrutinized like crazy. We're gonna do due diligence. Yeah.
And
Let me
that's
in.
great. That's how it should be, because again, like, they're coming in, leaning on you, and the guys are providing so much value by working with the team, and you should be scrutinized. Like, people should be able to answer hard questions when it comes to this kind of stuff, right? That way, you can vet them. People aren't just coming in just to rug everybody else. They got to be able to answer these hard questions.
Oh yeah, for
Saying that
sure.
was my plan. I was gonna come in and launch a creator coin and rug it.
We don't want another pumped up
Oh,
fund.
Dex. Dang
One of
it.
the last things that we have with the Hello Club, which I think is really really cool. This gives that kind of, like, think back to that kind of NFT style where you have that specific NFT that gives you specific privileges.
Hmm.
Instead of just buying an NFT, this is where the amount of hello that you hold puts you in certain tiers. This is why we call it a club. The
Hmm.
club has different tiers. In terms of the tiers, it has everything from club member. The next level is silver member, and they all give you different things. So, for example, club member, again, you get to invest in the wells, participate in quests, you get free APY on your tokens as well. You get discounted trading and tons more as well. But then silver is different, right? Silver, you get that, but you also get similar to the club, but you get with a higher ROI, and you also get higher tier rewards as well. Gold member, you get everything that you would get in silver as you would normally, but you get higher rewards. Diamond member, much higher rewards. You get invited to Hello events as well. So Hello exclusive events you're going to get invited to if you're a diamond member. And then there's the
Nice.
black member. Black member is again similar to diamond. You get all access pass, an all access pass to well groups, alpha investments, and way more. Now, as I said, the whale investments is where you're investing with the whales. You get to invest alongside them. The whale groups is a hand-picked group of small group of individuals that get access to like pre-seed kind of deals.
Nice. You're gonna hook
Early
me a
stage.
mic
I'm
up, right?
talking,
Just like
yeah,
slide.
you know, critical alpha. Like when
Yeah.
people talk about alpha and they say, "Oh, I got an alpha, bro." The alpha's always on a meme coin. The alpha's
Yeah.
always on, "Oh, I got an alpha on this really cool project. Da, da, da.
Yeah.
What are they doing? I
That's
have no idea,
about
but
to
it's pretty cool. I
raise
heard
and they
about it."
have all this support,
Yeah,
and we know
and
like
and
CEOs
usually,
have performed well before on previous.
yeah,
Yeah. It's a whole
usually the
nother
token's already
level of
live, or
investing.
if the token's not live, it's a meme coin. The
Yeah.
alpha we're talking about is, imagine having alpha to before Aether launched,
Yeah.
Okay.
right? A company like Aether,
I knew
which is
about
probably,
Aether because I was working within the Beam ecosystem at the time, and I still didn't do it. So, but that's because I don't know to trust, right? Like if
yeah,
I'm in a whale group and I know like people who have been there and done that
yeah,
before are taking this leap, I'm going to feel a lot better.
Yeah.
Legend copy trades Nancy Pelosi, and he's up like $1 million this year. Like, and you
yeah.
can't do that with investing in companies in the same way, especially in the crypto world, right? Like getting
No,
access
of
to
course,
these
yeah, hundred
early
percent.
companies and opportunities. KOL rounds, I think, are dead. I've lost money on almost every single one I've ever done. They're like, oh yeah, you get in early. It was gaming though, right? Like we were getting the game KOL
Gaming's
deals.
a tricky one, man. Gaming is a funny one because for us, especially when we're doing an incubator thing, when we're incubating projects, we are very specific on the games that we incubate. So one of the games that we have, two of the games that we have, or two of the kind of gaming style project that we're working with. One is Warp, who is also in the
Yep,
AVAX
we
ecosystem, right?
love
Warp
them.
Gaming
Yeah,
Chain, amazing crew, amazing team.
yeah,
Big shout out to the team, man. I've actually known them for quite a while, and it's amazing knowing them before I even joined Hello. I
yeah.
knew them from when I was back in early days in the VC. And then the other one is Andromeda, owned by Michael,
Yep,
also
yep,
known as Tattered Lawyer, one of
yep.
the probably
Oh
the
yeah.
most genuine people I've met in the space, hardworking individual. And he is, I think, yeah, even till today, he's still the only person that has a company that has a Nintendo publishing license.
I know. That's
That's the
incredible.
kind of it
I
factor
can't
that we
wait
look
to see
at.
what comes of that. My
The day I
timeline's so
see
messed up
Mario
now.
in his game, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna flipping lose it. If I hear Yahoo, I'm like, yo, you crazy?
That's happening.
Yeah.
Okay, Mike, what else? I don't want to hog all the questions. So I have millions, but
Well, now that
you know me.
we're talking about gaming, um, I'll be honest. Like a lot of the games in the space are just like that. I was in a space today actually with I think it was a GKOI. I was in a space with them, and they flat out one of the people flat out said like Web3 games are just like outdated. Like a lot of the graphics are like from a different generation. Like there's very very few games that are, I guess, up to today's standards for quality. What would you
Mm.
say? Like, I know the model for Web3 is come along with us for the journey as we're building and play this game, and then you guys are there for the whole process until we build and we have a finished product. But the problem is, I also think people's attention spans nowadays for even Web2 games, like AAA games, people play a game for like 2 months and then they're off to the next thing, or they're just back to Call of Duty Warfare, or you know what I mean? Like, it's really hard for games to make a breakthrough. I can only think of like this year a handful of even PS5 games that really made a name for themselves, like Expedition 33, like stuff like
Yeah.
that, right? Um, so how I wonder, like, your opinion on when it comes to Web3 games. Do people lose interest like going along for that journey, like halfway through the journey, and it just doesn't work out? Like, should we not just be
Yeah.
putting out more of a finished product to give to the consumer before it's like, instead of here's this long out building process?
Yeah. So the main problem with gaming in general. Now, I can speak from a Web2 point of view as well because I'm a big gamer. I literally finished streaming about an hour ago.
Nice.
Okay, I was streaming GTA,
I
having a
saw you
great
I
play a
time.
know
lot of
he's up
Mecha Break.
late.
I've
Um,
been
He was
playing
in
Mecha Break too.
London. What time is it right now there?
sick.
2 a.m. or something crazy.
Yeah, man. I was like, this is a great time. I was also getting raged as well because one of the missions I was doing was so annoying. But um, here's the thing: I played Battlefield 6, the open beta.
Mhm.
Since the open beta, I can't play another game properly. Apart from like GTA, because GTA is like, childhood nostalgia.
Yeah, yeah.
Been playing that since like freaking San Andreas. Like that's a game I'll always play. I'll always end up going back to for
Is the
ages to
next one
play and
ever
grind
coming
out.
out? Or is this a big
Yes, it's
psyop?
supposed to be next year, but I guess we'll see. But here's that's the thing. Everyone's like, is it coming out? Is it not? We don't know.
I know.
We don't care. Listen, that game, Rockstar has got everyone in a chokehold.
Yeah.
Yep. The whole industry.
Even people you didn't even know were into GTA, they're into it.
Yeah.
They're waiting, right? So Rockstar knows that, and
Do you
the
think
reason
that
is,
crypto will be in it, or are they going to make fun of crypto in it? I've heard takes on both sides that they're going to
I'll be
have
honest,
some.
I don't think crypto is gonna be in it. There's gonna be a creator economy, but I don't think
Okay.
crypto is gonna be in the game because Rockstar hasn't announced it. If
Yeah.
Rockstar doesn't announce it, it ain't happening.
They probably even could have like crypto in the game. It's not on the blockchain, but like your character gets a crypto, and like that's a way to transact.
Yeah.
We
It
can
could be
rob
something like
each
that.
other for each other's, like kidnap people.
One
and
of the
get
missions
their
is to get the seed phrase
phrases.
from somebody's safe or
Yeah,
something.
just get
Yeah.
the mission is grab the seed phrase. What is the seed phrase? Just look for words on
Yeah.
a page.
I mean, there's
Words
crazy
that don't
stories
make
about people
sense.
getting locked in apartments for days and
Yeah.
tortured for their seed phrases. This could be some prime GTA
Side
7
quest.
material.
Um, so yeah, this is the thing though. Anything can happen with GTA, right? It's GTA, but
Yeah.
one of the reasons I think that gaming in general is becoming more and more, like you said, people are playing for 2 months and leaving, playing something else, is because when you look at specific games, like I said, GTA, Battlefield. When I played Battlefield Open 6 Beta, the reason I can't play anything else properly is because that game, that open beta, was absolutely insane. The open beta was raw, guns, warfare, chaos. The entire experience from beginning to end felt like a movie.
Yeah.
It
Wow.
literally felt like I was in a movie. It felt like I was in a war movie. Everything that was happening. I look up in the sky, I'm seeing a jet, I'm seeing a helicopter. Bearing in mind, some matches I was going 3 and 50. Like I was getting obliterated. I'm
Sounds
on
like
a game
me
where
on
there's
a
Yeah.
like
good day.
32 v 32, 64 player lobbies. There's so much going on,
Yeah. Yeah. I remember
Yeah.
those
but it's
days.
so much fun.
See, but
I'm looking at a helicopter. I'm seeing it nosedive. I literally almost got nosedived by a jet. I was like, where did this come from? But then I can't pause because there's a tank 2 seconds away that's about to kill my entire team, right? So there's all this stuff going on,
well, they're gonna
and
give
that's what
people
people liked about
PTSD
Battlefield.
just from the game alone.
Yeah, people love that about Battlefield, so they go back to it. They want to play it. There's no competitiveness in Battlefield
Mm.
either. It's quick play.
Yeah.
Battlefield is known for just cracking a beer, having a good time, playing
Mhm.
with the boys, going in as a squad, and making a cinematic feeling, right?
Dude, Battlefield
You have
Vietnam. I was
GTA.
one of the top helicopter drivers in my city.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
man.
don't believe you. I don't believe
I believe him. I've
Dude,
I've
I
seen
was
some
doing
clips.
loop the loops back under a bridge. I had it going on.
I've seen some clips, man. I've seen some crazy clips
Oh yeah.
of Battlefield. And then when you have
Funny.
GTA, you have Rockstar. How many games has Rockstar actually released in general? Let's count it. Let's say from um the last like couple of years, like 10 years. You've had GTA
GTA
5.
5.
You had Red Dead Redemption
Oh yeah.
2. That's about it,
All bangers.
right? But then you have Call of Duty releases a game every other year. You have and then what was it? It was Treyarch and then another company that was releasing Call of Duty, right? You had FIFA
Yeah.
releases a game every year. NBA 2K releases a game every year. There are companies that release games year in, year out, and they're building on the idea of the TikTok mentality. They're building on the idea of, hey, we're going to release this game for 2 years. We're going to spend millions of dollars on a game, release it for 2 years, put a campaign in there because people want it. We don't really care though. But we're going to
Mhm.
expand the multiplayer as much as possible in this 2 years because we're going to keep throwing stuff at them. We're going to keep choking them with content because we
Yeah.
understand they're going to get bored of the content because of how the game is structured. They are
Right.
structuring games to grab money from people. That's what Call of Duty, that's what Treyarch, or whoever's creating Call of Duty now, this is what 2K, Treyarch, all these companies are doing when they keep releasing games on a continuous basis that keeps getting people to go back and forth with games every 2 to 3 months. But then you have a company like Rockstar that's like Dr. Dre. How many albums has Dr. Dre released? 2. How many albums has Drake released? God knows who's more
Mhm.
relevant,
Yeah.
who's more respected,
Right.
whose songs are in GTA.
I mean, I'm a
Dr.
Tupac
Dre's.
fan personally, but
So
Countless of
yeah.
countless of Dre songs are in GTA.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
There are
feel
so many songs that he's produced and made absolute bangers of.
Yeah.
And he's been in the game for a long time and he's still cooking. He's got his own game mode in GTA. There is literally a game mode where you're supposed to take VIP people back and forth, not get them killed, protect them, all that kind of stuff. And he's
Dang.
he's your point of
He's got
contact.
Beats by Dre. He's
Yeah.
much more, more
So
business like. I
yeah,
think in
when
his
I
approach
look
to
at games,
entertainment.
I look at what companies and games are kind of like the Dr. Dre kind of era, and what
Yeah.
games are kind of like Drake. And the games are kind of like Drake. I might buy them, I might entertain them, but I know that I'm gonna be like, I'll leave it alone like a month because it doesn't
Mhm.
do
Yeah.
anything for me.
see that's
I
kind of
don't
where
get that
I'm
feeling
at.
of, guys, let's hop on. Like let's hop on and grind the game out. Like
Yeah.
another one is Bungie. Look at what Bungie made up until Halo Reach. That collection up until Reach was magnificent. Reach was a freaking filler game.
Mhm.
That wasn't even supposed to be the main thing, and it was probably one of their best-selling games. Probably one of the best campaign games they've ever made. I don't really care about Halo 4 and
But
5
see,
and stuff.
that's what we're missing in Web3.
Crap the bed with that.
We don't have games with stories. We don't have like
No, we
anything
don't,
like that.
because they're all focusing on the same thing.
It's the
Multiplayer
same
aspect,
genres
distracting from the
over and
people.
over.
But
And
it's
Yeah.
I mean, we're still early and
Yeah.
we don't have the top quality develop. I don't want to like. I think it's just early, right?
Yeah.
There's going to be
Oh
a
yeah,
few
we're still
teams with
very early.
budgets, but I think you guys have some good games on board in Hello Labs ecosystem and incubator, I have two kind of questions I want to ask. And one, I guess I'm going to go back to the Hello Club because we have a lot of audience members who are listening to the show who are like, there's opportunities everywhere. I can go invest in all these different things, and maybe I pick one thing a week and I put 100 or 200 bucks a week into it from my paycheck. If somebody is in that like kind of entry level, getting their way into crypto, what would their first steps be getting into the ecosystem, and like what kind of benefits, how could they grow? Like take me through that new customer journey
into the Hello ecosystem.
into the Hello ecosystem. Yeah.
Okay. So the best way to get understanding of what Hello's doing and to become not just a Hello member, like a Hello holder, but to be here long term is one, we have spaces. Spaces are Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Right? We have a space on a Tuesday, Hello Club, it's literally called Hello Club Space on a Tuesdays every week. We have I believe that's at 6 p.m. UK time, which is 1 p.m. Eastern. We have another space on Wednesday, which is Killer Whales Markets. Killer Whale Markets is a space where we talk everything crypto, not just Hello, everything crypto. This is where it's a lot more degen, a lot more very chill,
Mm-hmm.
relax, having a good time. It's a
It's my
space
kind
and
of
it's
show.
live streamed. And this is with myself. I'll be on there tomorrow. Bunny and Nathan, who is head of our social media, and
Nice.
it's a great time. It's an
Yeah.
absolute vibe. And again,
I'm
we
definitely
talk about
watching
everything
that.
crypto. We have a vibe, we have a laugh, and we go over a ton. Like I'm talking about everything from NFTs to political matters in crypto, not just random political matters. We talk about everything from meme coins down to what the banks are doing with crypto, what they're bringing in, all that kind of stuff. And then on a
Mm-hmm.
Friday, we have another crypto session with Shotgun, Bowser, and a few other people where
I
this
love
is hosted by
shotgun.
them. Oh,
Cute.
Shotgun's great, man. And
That's
this is
I
where
love
we
that
talk
because
about
you guys have almost like a series, right? Like when people come
yeah,
in to Web3 and they're like, there's all these different things. I mean, that's one of the most overwhelming things. But if you come into like a club where you can enter with that first $100 or $2, it's not like, because I think of the parallels between what you guys are doing in the Bored Ape Club, what they tried to achieve with their IRL experience, but the cost of entry and participation and ApeCoin just came at the wrong time and there wasn't utility for it and they didn't have a plan for
oh,
it.
if it was to come now, I think it would have been that'd been great. But
Mhm.
it's a
Yeah,
timing thing, right? It's
it
happened,
really
and
is.
hopefully
So
they
poor
continue.
luck,
I
but
think they're going to continue cooking. I think they're going to turn it around and do some great stuff.
I think they're doing, my
Um,
friend Jack is pretty involved in the other side and what they're doing there. And he's showed us some stuff.
yeah,
It's looking really good. But as far as like an entry
another
level ecosystem for new crypto people, you're not entering in and getting some ApeCoin and then having a bunch of people around you that are going to help and support you with spaces and
yeah.
educational content and investment opportunities. So like, is that kind of your
Another thing
target
that we do
market?
have is
Like
we
newer?
yeah we do have a lot of education as well. So we have education on a Monday, Thursday, and a Friday. These are
Mm-hmm.
hosted by myself, Nathan, and Nosh. These are live streams again that are on the market. This is where we don't talk about we talk about anything in the market that we're analyzing and potentially taking trades on.
Yeah,
Nice.
So
education
I've
is
done
so important for mass
it's key.
adoption. It's
Yeah,
as content creators, I feel like it's our duty because like we want this. We're on the same team here. I know everybody has bickering here and there, but like we're on the same team. We're all trying to bring more people into the space because we've seen where the future's going, and it's our duty to teach people and help them get into these platforms and understanding what they're investing in, and then
You
having
sound exactly like a cult leader.
well, yeah,
You're nailing it.
there you go. Absolutely. Right. But hey, this is the future. And if you, to be honest, the future of finance is on the blockchain. And,
Yeah.
if you
yeah,
don't learn about it, unfortunately, you're going to get left behind. And, I really sympathize for those people because, like, I'm a mechanic. I still work full time. I know people that are working hard at their jobs and they're going to get left behind because they don't understand the mechanisms of inflation and all this. And,
yeah. No,
if
they don't have the
if you're
faintest
saving
clue.
your money, you're gonna get screwed, and then you get to retirement, and like I'm so depressed because I can't retire now, and that's just
Yeah.
why you have to learn this stuff, and we got to do our part to push it out to the people.
The main thing I would say, the main thing is whether you invest in Hello or another token doesn't really matter. if you use Hello in this example, if you were to invest, don't just put like $100 and then leave it. You would want to do something called dollar cost average. This is where you
Yep.
invest, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, at whatever amount you want, at whatever rate you want, and as frequently as you want. The reason you do this is it pulls all your emotions out gradually from the token, and it makes you way more logical. This allows you to understand the spaces a lot more. You don't emotionally attach to your investment because whether the market goes up or down, you're investing anyway. And this goes for any pair you're going into. The reason you dollar cost average is because as you're dollar cost averaging, as you're DCAing, as you're investing on a weekly, bi-weekly, whatever time frame you guys set, you are doing research. That research is spaces. That research is talking to people. That research is videos. That research is joining community events and understanding the ecosystem a lot more, asking questions to people on the spaces, all that kind of stuff. This allows you to understand really what's going on in crypto in that particular ecosystem, and that takes you from someone that is just holding a token and invested randomly and hoping for a big win
Passively.
to someone that potentially becomes a long-term holder and eventually even maybe a whale as well,
Right.
depending
Right.
on the price you get in, how much you're investing, all that kind of stuff.
And building
um
status within
yeah,
ecosystems. We don't have that
well, yeah,
same kind of, the NFT craze, right? Like people built careers as being a part of these ecosystems and through that mutual support. So I think Hello Club is an interesting kind of iteration of that. It's not like a meme coin, it's not a pump and dump. There's a business and there's entertainment and there's things that lots of different people will like, right? It's not just only for people who want, television and entertainment. There's also incubators,
yeah,
investment opportunities. So kind of something for everyone. But we have about 5 minutes left with you. And I do want to get some more details on what you guys are doing around the incubation programs, because I know there's a lot of teams
okay,
in the space looking for, for partners to help them go to market. It seems like my DMs are full. I can't
yeah,
take anymore at this point, so I think people are running out of marketers to call. And incubators can be a great solution for teams, especially if they have some internal marketing hires that are pretty strong. So
yeah.
how does that work?
So the incubation, how it works is we supply media marketing to those that we incubate. We take them through a process. The process of the marketing, it's going to be uh, anything from our spaces, interviews, YouTube content, video content, PR, talking about helping with creating specific tweets, specific marketing campaigns, our KOL ambassador activation. Our entire fortress of the media house is put into the incubator. And that's not charged, there's no monthly fee. It's all based on a specific token deal that will be discussed between both parties. And how we do it is we'll work with the project, not up until launch, but work with the project up until and after launch as well. This is something that we see as a long-term thing because we don't believe in just incubating for like 6 months and then walking away.
Right.
This is something that we want the project to do the best it can do because at the end of the day, this falls back on our brand. So when we incubate you, we give you the entire media house that's behind Killer Whales as well. There's also a potential, not certainty, but there's a potential to even be listed for upcoming seasons of the show as well once you're
Oh,
incubated.
wow.
Because you have
Yeah.
access to the team, you have access to us. We're going to see your growth. We're going to see you go live. We're going to see you do all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And the other thing
And
as
it's a
well, when we're
powerful network of
incubating,
people to be getting eyes on your project regardless. I mean,
yeah.
all those whale groups, it's like exposure to potential investors.
Hey man, it's
Oh
like
yeah,
that
they
old
get
saying,
exposure
"Show me your
to our
network, and I'll
club.
show you your net worth."
Yes, they get exposure to the club, they get exposure to the whales, they get exposure to investors, centralized exchanges, our decks, other dexes, all that kind of stuff. They get exposure to an entire network that they would never have had. And on top of that as well, is we're not just focused on one particular area. We're focused on AI, we're focused on infrastructure, DeFi, Bitcoin, L1, L2s, people really doing something to make a change in the space, very maybe even tech heavy as well. And
Mhm.
also, we're very focused on gaming at the moment. I can't say
Interesting.
why.
Mm.
I
I
want to
cannot
know
say
why.
why.
Oh,
There will
shit.
be an
I wanted
announcement
to
that
know
comes
why
out.
before you said I can't say
There,
why.
there will be an
Dude,
announcement that comes out later on. I ain't gonna say when the announcement's coming out.
how much later
Just
on?
you have to keep
This
your
is
eyes peeled. But I
horrible.
am on the hunt. Me personally, I'm on the hunt for gaming projects that
Right.
want to be on chain, gaming projects that want to have a
Okay.
full-fledged army behind them. when it comes to gaming, building out a real good game, not just some
Okay.
random extraction shooter
Yes.
that everyone's making a copy of. At
Yeah.
least one that has an
I
idea,
did like
that has
Shadowline though.
something
It
that
was
they can
fun.
show. Look, I like extraction shooters. I think they're great, but not every damn game needs to create one.
But
Yeah,
you know what it
Like,
is
100%.
for me? It's like I
it's
love
it's
shooters, but I
insane.
also like other games, and I can't just always play. Like I love Off the Grid. Like I played Off the Grid like a lot, but I'm like
I like it too. I'm terrible
I
at it.
want to play
It's
something
great though.
Me too.
else, right? I always go back to like League of Legends because I like that kind of game. Like I want a variety of genres in the space, and I
Mhm.
know we're gonna get there. I know we're early, but I'm just like I want it now. Like I want to play a good game now. Like you know what I mean? Like, and for me,
Yeah.
the next thing I would love to see a really good MMORPG with a good story. Like you got AI now, you can do all your voice acting. So
Mhm.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
No,
clip that bit
sure.
up that you're looking for games, and I'm gonna put that out as a tweet just to cat call whoever might be, in my LinkedIn
No,
network
for
and
real. Like I'm
on
being dead
X.
serious. It could be if they want to build on, and if they're also open to building on other chains as well, definitely want to speak to them.
Awesome.
I'm looking for them, and we're looking to work with them directly as well. Um, and we're excited about that. Like when that announcement comes out as to why we're looking into gaming a lot more, people are gonna, yeah, it's gonna turn a lot of heads. So if they get in contact with me
Man,
now, they have an opportunity of being
it's a
included
good time.
in that arena. Yeah.
Yeah, being early helps.
let's go.
The last question I have for you is a stupid funny one. I just want to know can you tell us like one of the funniest moments from season 2 of Killer Whales, or like the best, like
Oh,
funny, shocking, like what happened while y'all were filming that? Because I know so many Ashley's on there, TG, like everybody. I want to know like how crazy was it?
okay. Okay. I don't remember what she said word for word, but I'm gonna give you an idea.
Okay.
Gracie, owner of BitGet,
Mm-hmm.
I don't I'm not even gonna say the project she replied to. You guys will see in the episode.
Okay.
Project comes on, individual says something along the lines of, I had to catch their attention. What I'm about to say, what I'm about to make you feel, I'm about to propose to you, it's gonna make you feel wet. Those are the words. During the pitch, she says, "Hey, listen. At the beginning of the pitch, he said, you're gonna make me feel wet. Since you've been talking, I've been dry." When I saw that, I said, "There's no."
That would be
I
like
was
the
like,
most
"Yo,"
embarrassing moment.
and
Like,
okay, the real funny, the real kicker is that's a full circle moment. The individual it was said to schooled a judge on another show.
no way.
Yes. A while back on like another show, he schooled a judge. Our show, he gets schooled by the judge.
Dang.
I
When I
love it.
saw that, I said,
So who
"Yo, I
has
need to
better
make a reel."
judges?
Yeah, I need to make an
Okay.
edit of this. But
Yeah.
what I will say is this season two, there's a lot of moments that's funny, drama, a lot of stuff happening, a lot of good moments that happen in the show, swim, sinks, all that kind of stuff, and it's a lot more raw. It's a lot more. Um, I'll say there's a lot more improvements from season one.
Yeah. That's
So it's
amazing.
gonna
And I think for people who haven't
be
done
good.
like the crypto conferences and the parties and the networking, like it is a real behind the scenes look of how
Yeah.
influencers interact and the cattiness. And we're all crazy. We all probably have multiple mental conditions to be crazy enough to do this or whatever. Like this is the industry where you say you don't have to be crazy to work here, but it still helps, even though I sound like I'm
Mhm.
like 70 when I say that, but like it's true. Like there's some screwballs here, and getting them all together is usually a pretty hilarious good time. So
It's
I'm
great.
really looking forward to seeing episode 1 on, I think you said the 24th. It's gonna be a big
Yes.
one. Mike, you got anything else?
Yeah.
I-
Oh, actually,
Go
I
ahead.
got the exact quote.
Okay,
You
yeah,
said,
yeah,
"Who's ready to get wet?" You said, "Who's ready to get wet?" I've been dry since then. That's
Would
what
have
she
been
said.
funnier if she could have thought of a like dry metaphor in the moment, like drier
Oh
than
yeah.
the Sahara, or you know. I'll help her next time. I'll
Wow.
help her do some lines. It's fine.
That's great. I only have one last question, and who is your
Yeah.
favorite character in Mecha Break?
I would say it's between I forgot the name already now. It's between the guy with the spear,
Oh,
pure melee character,
okay, okay.
big guy. I forgot his name, but he's got this really cool finishing move where he slams you into the ground with a
Is it
spear and it like
Falcon?
drills you. Yes, no, not Falcon. Falcon's the guy that flies.
I know how you're talking. You're talking about. I like Eliseness, and Elise, he's like the upgrade of Eliseness, like that more expensive one. I know which one you're talking
Yeah.
about, and he kicks ass. That's great.
And then I would also say the character. I think it's a character you start with in the game. In like the walkthrough, he's got like a shield and an auto kind of rifle kind of gun, and when he gets destroyed, he breaks into another version of himself.
Yes, that's Eliseness. That's my favorite
And
one. That's the
Bro,
Gundam
that
Wing.
guy-
Like that you're playing the guy
that
from
guy's
Gundam Wing.
cold.
Yeah,
That guy is so sick. Oh my days!
That
When I
game
get
is so
destroyed and
streamable.
I break into that like the stealthier version, I'm like
And it's so fast. Like the gameplay is honestly, I can go on for days for this. Like I freaking love this.
I
game.
like the game a lot because it's cool. It's like
Mike was
Pacific
like,
Rim.
I'm turning this into a gaming podcast
Yeah.
no matter what today.
Hello, like, we're wearing the Avalanche
I've literally
gaming
got,
jersey.
I've got that AVAX t-shirt is in ATL, and I've got another AVAX t-shirt in another room.
I literally
go.
put this on today. I'm like,
And they were
I
they
need
were
more of
both
these.
from Toronto as well, which was dope.
Yeah.
Oh no,
They're the
Toronto
best.
was a vibe. Toronto was a really good vibe. I loved the whole. I got to play off the grid with a lot of good creators there. Sam popped by. It was actually like really super cool.
That gaming room that AVAX did,
Mhm.
I've never seen a gaming room like that in any crypto event.
That's
Are you
what we
talking about-
need. We need
In Toronto,
esports.
that was
Really?
No,
I didn't.
so
I
you
didn't even see pictures of it.
you see the gaming room that happened in AVAX Summit.
Yeah.
The gaming room in Toronto was nuts. Like I walked in and there were it's just screen. Like the whole
Yeah.
plate is just screens and
Wow.
PCs.
You have like a
And
stage
there's
with
like
like
consoles
two
in another
teams.
area, like PlayStation, Xboxes.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a Nintendo Switch or something. But there was when I say the setup was like a competition setup
Yeah.
with like a big screen as well.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is crazy.
When we
And I
did
could play
that
anything.
Shatterline event in Vegas and it was all on the big screen and we were playing on stage, like that.
I saw that on Twitter.
That
looked
was
dope.
really fun. That was my
That
kids
looked cool.
still don't think I'm cool. And I've literally played in a professional gaming tournament. Like what do I have to do to impress you guys? But yeah, I thought, Summit was maybe par for the course, like less gamers. It's a more, overall ecosystem focused
Yeah.
conference. So that made sense. It was very elegant, and on theme. And I think
Elegant.
they really
That's
nailed
an
that. But
understatement. Where it was hosted was elegant. Like
I
walked
felt
in
like
and I
a
was like,
princess
I ain't never seen this
every
part of the
day.
UK before.
just frolicking around the castle.
Literally, I was like, I've never seen this part of the UK before.
AVAX does it better than anybody. Solana gets all the attention because they do like crazy stuff, but like I feel like the AVAX, like we get like yachts and like tickets to football games and like
Yeah.
I mean they really take care of their ambassadors, and you guys really take care of your ambassadors too, and that's something I appreciate. And on that note, Hello Labs has donated a prize for us today. $200 in Hello tokens. So retweet this space on X and you will have a chance to win. We're going to go through all the retweets after the show and we will announce that. Super gracious of you guys welcoming some of you to the Hello Club right off the bat.
Oh, also, the $200 is going to be split between 4. So it's $50 each.
Okay.
There'll be 4 winners.
Amazing. So
4
we'll have 4
winners
people
for that.
getting in.
We just want to give more people opportunity.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I love it. Make sure you use my link to sign up.
Yeah, don't use mine. Use Michaela's
wink.
link.
In the comment. Any last alpha you want to leave us with, or any last kind of final thoughts?
Alpha, I would say watch out for announcements surrounding Korea Blockchain Week, and Token 2049 Singapore. The teams are going to be there at
Okay.
both events. I will be there for Korea. We got the teams coming over as well for Singapore. I'm telling you now, keep an eye out on the announcements. There are going to
Okay.
be some British announcements. I'm not saying to
Well,
go buy hello. I'm
as
just
soon as this is
saying
over, I'm
watch
going to
the
start
announcements.
harassing Nosh to sponsor me again. I trolled him a little bit earlier. He's like, "Are you going?" I was like, "Yeah, if you pay for me, dude. Just give me a hotel. I think I have a lot of flight credits." I'm excited to see what you guys do there, though. It's
It's
like
really cool. It's going to
every
be a lot of
kind
fun.
of event, everything that you guys have done has just been really top notch, and it's amazing to be a part of your ecosystem. Really grateful to be an ambassador for you guys, and grateful for you coming on and sharing a little bit more about the Hello ecosystem and the upcoming show.
No, for sure.
I'm
Anytime,
psyched for the
anytime.
show. I can't. It's the 24th.
This
It's
was vibes.
launching.
Thanks for having me. This was really cool.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's say goodbye to Maurice, and then we're going to get to some charts.
Oh, man, have a
Have
good
a good
one.
one, Maurice.
Thank
Thank
you.
you again.
Later.
Tell me what to buy, Mike.
All right.
Is my AVAX along okay? I check it.
Well, let's take a look over here. Let me just share my screen. Boom, boom, and boom. All right, so let's go to the charts. All right, guys, the charts are brought to you by Enclave Markets. If you're not trading on EdgeBot, I don't know what the hell you're doing. Because you can
Something wrong with
trade
you.
exactly. There's no KYC. You can trade right from your phone, which I don't know if for you guys, but
Telegram.
some people don't even have a computer. Some people just use their phone, and being able to take care of like your finance from your phone is like such an empowering thing. Because like after using crypto and going back to like a traditional bank, like I'm dying inside waiting in
Yeah.
that line for that. And now they only have like one teller. They don't have like multiple tellers anymore. It's like one teller.
Yep.
So you're waiting like 20 minutes just to deposit some freaking money. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Not doing it.
Use
Ever
the
again.
EdgeBot. You can buy whatever AVAX coin on there with the spot, and you can trade so many perps. They even have commodity trading now. You can trade oil futures on there.
Shit.
Yeah, I saw that last week. They announced it, and I'm like, that is so cool because
I missed that one.
even if you're a traditional investor, you can get commodity trading on there.
The future is just gambling on everything.
Yeah, well,
like
trading is not gambling unless we have technical analysis to give us an edge.
I'm not sure.
I like to think of it as imagine playing poker and one card in everybody's hand, right? So that's technical analysis. It gives you a leg up.
But imagine playing poker with a group and you're so unpredictable and don't do anything that they expect you to do. So
Distraction
it just throws their game off so bad. I want a Texas No Limit Hold'em event in Philly with that exact same strategy.
Okay, I want to see you at like a high stakes like Poker Stars event and just go out there with you. I want to see.
I played poker with Matt Bartlett from Van Eck. Shout out Van Eck for the hat.
How'd that go?
I was the first out in the round.
Okay, I thought you were gonna tell me you were doing well. I'm like, okay.
I was like expecting to do well. I was expecting to get lucky again, just like the universe is on my side kind of thing. Look at me, I'm going to show up all these guys at the table. And it was just a real quick. Well, part of it was the pressure. They said you only had 20 minutes, because it was like a round robin, eliminating people. So whoever was in the lead after 20 minutes. So I made much more
What's this
kind of
Hold'em?
reckless, Yeah.
Well, 20 minutes, you have no choice but to be super aggressive.
Super aggressive. Yeah. So, and I tried to do some bluffs and I don't think I got to work on my bluffing skills.
You got to get darker sunglasses.
Yeah. Like a whole poker getup.
So, last week, amazing week for trading. If you guys were in the Telegram, I dropped trades. We won 8 trades in a row. And the lowest trade that I won was like 36%. So if you guys took those trades, congratulations. You killed it. This week, things I didn't really want to trade too much because we were overheated. I was trading a lot of those trades that I put out there were for the daily trades on the daily chart, and the daily stochastic RSI and a lot of things are starting to come down, and they did after the weekend into early this week. So now we got to wait for our next setups. Now this is where we look at the charts, we pay attention, we put our patterns out, and we wait a couple days to see if it starts playing out. So what I put here for Bitcoin was
plus the news tomorrow. I mean, that's gonna throw like
yes. Well, that's the thing. I truly think it's going to be a sell the news event, and I say
okay,
this because I already see the stochastic RSI and a lot of coins coming down. And
okay.
I feel like crypto's like this. If everybody's like, "Oh my God, cutting rates finally, it's gonna
Oh,
go," and then they're gonna be like, "No, no, no."
you're right. But the one time I do the opposite, it's gonna fly, Mike.
And
So
to be honest, it could pump tomorrow, but first it'll dump. Like it could dump. So you have longs and shorts. Everybody goes long and short, and so on the order
yeah,
book, they're going to see liquidations, up here and down here. And the market makers will be like, well, we're going to go get all the shorts, liquidate all the shorts, and then we're going to,
they
or
do that
or
to
the
me
longs,
every
and
time.
then we'll
They
go
must have
up.
me on a list. Every single time I go long on Ethereum, they're like, "F that girl."
That's why you just got to play support and resistance. And you know what? The market makers know that traders do this. So they'll
Yeah.
look for that support and resistance and get to it just to
Aren't
get your
they
stop
supposed
loss.
to be a helpful entity?
Absolutely not. They're an entity to make as much money as humanly possible.
I know, like who the that's why I love crypto is making people market makers and liquidity providers. And like, we shouldn't just let people, they have access to all the information. They can see all the trades we're making. They can
Yeah.
dump the price and just liquid, that's like people who think crypto is a scam. Like, what are you like? The stock market,
Everything's a scam. Like you're not playing a game that's on your side. You have to learn. You have
no.
to educate yourself in the game and be able to
Yeah.
play it. Like, and most people will complain
And
about
take
I don't.
emotion out of it, really
Yeah,
importantly, because
absolutely. There's the way I look at it. A lot of people. There's people that will complain about the system, and because they don't like it, and or there's people that
Mhm.
say, well, that's the system. Let me learn how to operate within it.
Yeah.
So I told you guys last week, your big things to look at are Bitcoin dominance and Tether dominance. Okay.
Mhm.
So again, I said all coins look great while Bitcoin is dumping. Bitcoin dominance is dumping. It did dump out of my rising wedge here. I did again. I
Mhm.
got halfway to my target in the kind of reverse course. So we got to see,
Yep.
do we make just a lower high and then continue on our way down, or is this
Ring
the
ding
reverse
down.
of the trend? And I said we may have a rotation where Bitcoin dominance will bottom, and we'll have a rotation
Mhm.
back into Bitcoin. All coins will take a a break for a minute while
Breather.
Bitcoin has its last rotation of money towards the cycle top.
I
Because
remember that.
and we know altcoin season through every other bear market is after the cycle top of Bitcoin. You have altcoin season, whether it's a month, a couple weeks, whatever. That's when things may go
Right.
crazy. So mind you, if Bitcoin goes up and starts to go parabolic to all-time highs, it will drag altcoins up with it, but the relative percentage won't be as high
Right. Will come
as
after.
what you just saw last week. You saw altcoins ripping and Bitcoin relatively sideways for the most part, right? So I'm watching Bitcoin dominance here. I do see the stochastic RSI still got room to go to the upside, so we can continue up here, and we gotta just watch if this is reverses the trend. So if we get past right here 58.89%, I'm probably gonna say we've reversed course and we're gonna make something else
Okay.
and maybe start an uptrend. So you're gonna have to wait for Bitcoin dominance to do something like this, like it's gonna make a new trend. So
Yep.
that's what you would be watching for. Tether dominance, again, we're still down. It broke out of my falling wedge. We kind of went up a little bit. I think we're just on here. I think we're just making a bear flag. I think we're just going to do something like this,
Okay.
and then continue on the way down. So this will bring you basically down to my target. It'll bring you the rest of the way down to my initial target here in the white lines. So I still see tether dominance going down. So that's good for Bitcoin. That's good. Bitcoin going
Mhm.
up, tether dominance going down. That's what we want to see if Bitcoin's going to go up.
Okay.
So everything's primed for Bitcoin to go up. The only thing I'm a little worried about for Bitcoin is this stochastic RSI being as high as it is. So I
Right.
have it in a cup and handle. It looks like we pumped up today and we're coming down again. So I kind of feel like we're going to come back in this channel. This is where I think the FOMC meetings, like the rate cuts, play into it. Sell the news events.
Mhm.
We get back to maybe not the bottom of the channel, maybe the middle, but we're going to come down. We're going to come back down in this pattern and we're going to oscillate in this pattern until we initially break out. I do have a target of 121, 122 for this cup and handle. Essentially, with the cup, you would just take it from the top of the cup to the bottom of the cup, and you just put it over here.
Mhm.
So, and that would make sense to me because that would give it time for the stochastic RSI to reset and the
Cool off a
RSI to
little
come
bit.
down, maybe come back down to the neutral line and bounce off again. But again, overall bullish. This may take a week or so, so you might have the rest of September kind of be like not the greatest. We're accumulating down here, but this is accumulation.
Mhm.
Accumulation is good. You can almost look at this like a falling wedge.
Mhm.
So I still believe we come down a little bit. Again, not crazy. Like we retest 112, 113. It doesn't even have to go down that far. Like it's whenever we want to accumulate. But we did, like I said, we came back to the 21 and we bounced off it, right? So this
Yeah.
this could stay up here longer. The stochastic RSI, if you see here back in July, we stayed up here. We went down. We came back up. We went down a little bit. We went back up. It stayed up there for a while. So, but what you got to watch is the RSI. So stochastic RSI is more
Yeah.
sensitive. The RSI was coming up the entire time. So we still have room
What's
to go.
the difference between those two? Can you explain that for me?
The stochastic RSI just uses two different indicators. It's a little bit more sensitive to price action. So
Okay.
it goes up a lot faster. I like to put more weight on the RSI, which is just the relative strength index.
Okay.
I just use
That's good
both
to
of
know.
I use RSI or stochastic more so like just catching the wave of momentum, right?
Right.
When we're kind of curling up and everything, you just catch the wave of momentum. So if you're in a trade and you get in around the bottom, you catch that wave
Yeah.
of momentum
You know.
and it starts to
Yeah.
curl down. You might want to start looking at taking profits, but you got to use both. You can't just use one or the other. You have to look at both. So like
Mhm.
I'll say like for example, I'm seeing the stochastic RSI curling down. I'm like, okay, is it time to get out? But then we had a pump today, and but RSI is still, we're just above the neutral line, so we're looking pretty good here. So until they both start to go down, then I'll start to think, okay, maybe we're in for more of a dump. I just see consolidation, and that's what I'm saying. We're like,
Yep.
and if you look at the VRVP with the volume, there's a little bit of a gap here, so we're probably just going to come down to this gap, which kind of lines up with the bottom of my channel, right back here, which could line up with 112, 111, right around there. So that makes sense to me. I'm building a mental model of where I think it
Mhm.
could go, and I'm using the indicators to kind of either agree or disagree with my personal thesis. I think it's going
Right.
to do this, and it makes sense because I see the RSI doing this and the stochastic doing this and the VRVP gap. So it just secures my thought that I'm like, am I correct in this when I try to question
Yeah.
myself,
Like
right?
multiple touch points. It makes me think of like when I used to, and before I would buy an NFT collection, I would check the Twitter, the
Yeah,
Discord, like you have your smell check or whatever. And if it passes enough checkpoints, it's a go. And it sounds like you use
yeah.
kind of a
You got to
similar,
have multiple confluences to like to make
yeah,
sure
yeah, yeah.
to make sure you're right. And you can't just use one data point. So again, Bitcoin looks like it's might be gearing up for the start of the next leg. And again, we're Q4 starts October 1st. Like we got what 2 weeks of September left, and then you're in
That
October.
blows my
So
mind.
like
I'm so excited.
it's gonna get to a point where like every month is green. And if you guys look, I'll show you this. It was a BTC returns chart. Let me see if I can find it. So historical. So if you look on CoinGlass, you can see like the returns for Bitcoin and everything.
Yeah.
So September, historically, I was actually looking at this at work today. So historically, September is usually not great, but I
Hmm.
looked. I'm like, you know what? September is usually not great, but so far this September we're in the green. So let
Yeah.
me look at other Septembers that were green, and then other Septembers that are green, they were green the rest of the year. You look at
Yeah.
2016.
Do you think it's because consumers spend so much and then businesses and individuals become cash heavy and they throw it in markets
Are you talking about for like when it comes to liquidity in the system?
for the holiday? I mean, there's just generally much more consumer spending and
Oh,
travel and
well, I think it's a lot to do with
the
the end of
economy
summer.
pumps.
Like I think it's a lot to do like the end of summer, right? People come back. August is kind of usually flat. People on vacation. They come back in September, back to school for the kids, getting back into the regular routine, and then
We
like
go to school August 3rd, dude.
yeah, but we go back like beginning of September, right, in Canada. So,
Yeah.
but again, it's still getting into that routine, and they say people don't really come back like September 21st or whatever, and it makes sense.
Right.
Even the government in Canada, we just came back to Parliament. Like Parliament
You
was
guys
on
are so
summer
lazy up
break,
there.
right? So like there's usually a summer break even in in the house for the
Yeah.
US. So it takes a while to kind of get back in the swing of things, right? So it makes
There's
sense.
no days off in crypto. There should be no days off in politics. If we have to work as hard as we do for our
Absolutely.
own bags, they should be working for the people's bags.
And that's why they're like, soon you're gonna have stocks trading 24 hours a day, just like crypto. Like we're getting to that point where it's gonna be that way.
VDEX, I'm super excited. Like that's one of their products that's coming, is the ability to leverage trade stocks and also some prediction markets. So we have them coming on next week.
It's so weird that it doesn't. I feel like, when it's crazy that we don't have this by now, but I guess it took crypto to force that to happen.
Yeah, and probably people were scared, right? Like regulation, like no clarity.
You're absolutely right.
It's so much easier to decide to launch a token today under this administration than it was under the previous administration. And I always think back to Sedona. When we were raising, everybody pushed us to do a token.
Yeah.
And we didn't want to messy it up for a potential acquisition by a Web 2 company. The token makes it much more complex, but we just didn't want to get shut down or sued or and so we erred on the side of caution.
You don't know what you're going to do that's going to be negative or get scrutinized for.
I won't do well in jail for like white collar crime. I mean, I guess maybe the prisons are a little nicer, but like,
oh man, if Caroline can do it, you can do it.
I don't know, man. She looks pretty tough. She's squirrely. She looks crazy too. She has like the crazy eyes.
Honestly, definitely, yeah. That's 100%.
Okay, what do we got next?
Okay, back on the rails.
I don't know.
All right, let's take a look at ETH, and we're gonna go through some altcoins, and you're gonna start to see that they kind of start to look similar, right?
Okay.
So I had it in a little flag here. We did break out to the upside. We came back to the 21. So where we go, again, I'm more leading to down because the stochastic RSI on the daily. Mind you, it has come down quite a bit. So we're below the neutral line. So we could.
What chart is this? The hourly, daily?
Daily.
Okay.
I'm not really going to be trading the smaller time frames right now.
Okay.
Because what I want to try to do, and this is what I did with those trades that we did very well on. I was trading like the week before that. I was getting chopped out of trades just because there's so much market chop. So I moved to the daily, and I had been a lot more successful. Mind you, it takes a lot longer for these trades to stop because you got to wait like a week or so for this.
That's really boring.
You're right. You're absolutely.
I want to buy something and in within 24 hours, 100x.
You know what? And you can do that if you trade smaller time frames, but you have to understand that you have to be in and out. Like if you're gonna get into a perpetual trade with leverage,
like catch a move
on an hourly chart, you catch a wave and you get out. Because if you're in and that was the problem.
That's how I've been stacking my DeFi app points. 18K in the last 2 days.
Boom. Yeah, we're killing it. We got the 50. And you know what? We got the 50 with some wiggle room. Because before we were like 50 down.
And we're
50
close to like 49, 48. Like top 40 is within sight. And I'm just going to keep perpetually perpetually.
That's all, folks.
Is it though? Is it?
So where we go for Ethereum is a whole nother thing here. So you can kind of almost put it in another falling wedge here, like another one of these here. We're consolidating down. If we break out, we can just continue all the way, back up to my target eventually. So we're looking at $4,900, $4,800. Again, some of the altcoins do look strong. Like we haven't seen huge dumps. As long as Bitcoin doesn't have a huge dump, then the altcoins are going to stay strong. Because
it hasn't been violent this last week. It hasn't felt like at all. No. I've been able to because I do things and then I don't set stop losses and I forget and I'll go back and look 6 hours later and be liquidated. But that hasn't been happening to me this week, which is nice.
Well, hopefully you've been following my calls and then.
Well, yeah, I've done good on those, but then I do forget about them after I make the trade.
That's the thing.
So I forget to make an exit.
That's the thing I learned the hard way is, and because there's nobody that really teaches you that kind of stuff. Like, I'm in a trading group and I've learned how to trade and I learned the system and I have other traders that I talk with, but it's really hard to understand. Like when you're in a trade, to understand if I'm trading the hourly chart, what's a typical length that I'm in a trade for? Like what's too long? What should I be waiting for? You know what I mean? So that's what I learned the hard way by getting chopped out. And this is why I practice proper risk management. I only lose 1% of my portfolio per trade. So that's why
I do better for like a reference for the audience. I'm down 5,000 in perpetuals in the last probably month. And I'm probably up like 6 or 7K on Toshiba at this point. So that's what I'm saying. Like for
That's the
me, when I
balance.
just approach it like gambling and it's instant result, like I get pretty lucky, but like I'm so ADD and forget that I buy, and I have wallets on 3 different computers and phones, and
Absolutely.
it's a mess.
The thing is, if you have the money to do that, but if you're starting out and you don't have a lot of
Oh
money
yeah,
to play with, you this is the thing. If you have some extra money and you want to YOLO, you can go out in that risk curve and you can make a lot of money. Absolutely.
yeah,
The potential in crypto to make a lot of money is there. But if you don't have a whole lot of money, and if, say, for example, you have $500 to play with, and if you lose that
yeah,
$500, it's going to take you a long time to get back there, then you want to
yep,
practice proper risk management and only take trades that you know you're more likely to win or not. This is why I only trade like certain patterns that I know are more likely to win than not, and
hmm,
certain indicators to get in and trade at a certain time. And then also understand the market you're in. You're in a bull market. This is why I looked at Bitcoin
right,
dominance and Tether dominance. If Bitcoin dominance is going down and Tether dominance is going down, then I know my trade for Bitcoin is most likely going to be successful. If it's in a
right,
pattern that should do this, it'll most likely do that. So that's the way I look at it. Like again, yes, risk is good. You got to know when to take risk.
yeah,
And that's all technical analysis is there's always risk in investing, and using technical analysis gives you a leg up to understand when to take risk. And you can take small trades. Like if you want to take
hmm,
risk in, like, a coin that you think is going to do like a 50x, you can take a small trade, a small position, or even use higher leverage to that way you have to put less money into the trade. So if you do get liquidity,
right,
say for example you put $5 in but you use like 50x leverage, right? Now you're trading with, like, I don't know, $500.
right.
So that's kind of the idea. You can do that. Mind you, you're going to get liquidated a hell of a lot faster in any sort of market movement in the market. This is why you got to dial that leverage back, because you can let
Yeah.
the trade breathe, let it wiggle, because the market makers are hunting people that are using those high leverage.
How do we fix that? Like, do dark pools and some of these other, like, I
There's
mean, is
no
there?
there's no fix for it, because it's just how it is, and a lot of these things are programmed with bots now. So the only way to
Uh-huh.
do it is to give your trades room to breathe, practice proper risk management, and if you're winning small trades over time and you continue to do it, and you win 100 trades, like, you're gonna it's building wealth over time. It's the old school Warren Buffett method, right? Protect capital,
Right.
and over time you're gonna make more and more capital. But again, that's my risk profile. I'm a conservative investor. I like to protect my
Yep.
capital as much as possible. If that's not for you, then you do what you got to do and you YOLO,
I
and
am a
that's totally fine.
degenerate investor and I lose on almost everything, but then I will just get these insane wins that make up for all of it.
And I'll be honest with you, I look at some of your trades, like the same calls. I'm like, man, she had like $500. Damn, I should have put more money in this. Because like my trading portfolio is like, well, $1,500. It's small, so 10% of my
Yeah.
portfolio is $15. So I'm putting $15 in the trade. I win maybe $20, and even when I make
Yeah.
15, I'll take it out because I made 100% profit. Like, you know what I mean? I
I'm
think of
so
a
bad, dude.
percentage thing.
My risk tolerance. So, like, I like to play the mines on ToshiBet, and most people play them like on $1 or $2. I'm like, I do 2 tiles and like $80 bets.
I'll be honest with you. I've watched you gamble, and you have a way better system because you'll trade and you'll play with house money. Like
Yeah,
you got a way better system than in there than you are
I'm
on
so
your charts here.
free. Like, from it's just like it's play money. It's whatever happens, happens. And I think when you have that attitude, like that's one of my life principles. Like, the less you try to
Mhm.
control and manipulate the situations around you and just flow with life or whatever, you know. I don't
But
want
you
to
know
get
what?
all weird
You do the
spiritual
same
on
thing that
you.
I do. Like if I go to a casino, for example, I'll go with like $100 cash in my hand.
Yeah.
When it's gone, it's gone. But like
Yeah.
then all of a sudden, say I make $100, I'll take my $100 back and I'll just play with house money,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
And you're doing the same
I
thing.
don't go to a casino to win.
That's actually responsible gambling.
Yeah. If I might win $1,500 and not take it out and then just lose it all immediately within the next hour, and I won't take any of it out. But I
Absolutely.
have a lot of Toshi Gold, and that airdrop is going to be fire. And it's all going straight to DeFi app, and I'm going to pump our faction
We're gonna be the cock is gonna be the top cock in the arena.
Yeah, the cock is going to be on top. That's right. No longer affiliated with Cock Media, but we do love the cocky you guys. So
We love cocky
we'll
new
put
coin.
the cock on top.
All right, so Ethereum, we're gonna see if we have a bounce. We do. The daily candle is starting green for Ethereum, so hopefully a bounce is on the horizon, and that would be a bounce off the 21-day moving average, which is really good. But again, I will refer back to what I've said multiple times before. When the moving averages start to separate, and you can make a big circle in them. Usually spell some sort of correction. And
Okay.
that happens multiple times over and over and over.
So I should short it right now?
No, I don't like shorting in a bull market because you're more like you have to understand like you want to trade into strength, and you're not
Yeah.
shorting a bull market is you're not at your strength right now. You know what I mean? So more often than not, you'll lose a short because we're in a bull market. You're trading against the overall trend of the market. When the trend breaks, go nuts short, and you go here and you press Control I or no, so is it Alt I? Press Alt I and you invert the chart and you can trade it just like a bull market.
Huh.
Yeah, so you can if you are bullish biased, you will look at this. I'll see because I'm good at trading certain bullish patterns. So I'll press Alt I and I can trade it the same exact way.
That's really weird.
Yeah, so when you're in a bear market, you flip the chart upside down.
You need to make a little explainer video, just like an explainer video of that, like little clips like that, little digestible.
You know what? Actually,
wisdom.
I was actually thinking about that. I'm gonna start making little clips. Sponsored by Enclave Markets clips, and it's like it's just trading education, just little tips, tricks, whatever, and 30 seconds to a minute. Gonna start doing something like that.
Yeah, do minute or less for Twitter, but the other, well, even TikTok. But yeah, just like I think that we're overwhelmed by information here, right? Even listening to a podcast, audiences are such a wide range of educational levels. Yeah. We have everybody from experts who've been here since the very beginning working on Silk Road, and then we have people who showed up yesterday. And so when we're just talking, even you, like I don't do a lot of charting stuff, and you'll say things just like, and I'm like, oh, I don't, so it's hard to follow along. So I think just breaking those, like explaining what the difference between Scholastic and RSI is, right?
This is
like,
why you got to be in the Telegram because you have direct access to me. This is why you got to tune in every Tuesday because I grow through this. And I also stream on Wednesdays and I do this again on Wednesdays. Yeah. So tune in and I will,
at 9, right?
Yes, at 9 o'clock. Be active in chat. If you guys have things you want to ask in chat, just I got the chat beside me. I will answer whatever questions you have. If there's something that stumps you, my whole goal is to help educate and lift people up. I'm a mechanic that is like doing technical analysis. A grease monkey is not supposed to know this stuff. And if I can do,
you can do it. You're saying really nice things, and I just typed "Yo, mama" in the comments.
Yo, mama.
Like it just makes me feel like garbage. I'm like Mike's so altruistic right now. And I'm like, "Yo, mama."
Dude, I can flip a switch and like be fully wacky, but I digress here.
I know. Okay, we're gonna get through the charts
someday. All right, so. Cardano was really strong over the weekend. One of my biggest holdings, so that felt really freaking nice.
It's my first time hearing about it.
Right?
What's a Cardano?
Cup and handle broke out. Falling wedge broke out. Look, hopefully we kind of bounce. We lost the 21 here, but we're above it now, so maybe we bounce off here. Again, altcoins could bounce. Bitcoin could continue going up and bring altcoins with it. But again, relative strength, you're gonna have altcoins lag. In comparison to Bitcoin, which is totally fine.
And then they'll run later. So like positioning yourself early for altcoins is still maybe, a lot of people try to time the top of Bitcoin and then move it into altcoins.
No one's going to time the top. No one's going to time the bottom. But what you can do is time the momentum. And this is where we go with our indicators here, right? Yeah. So I see a lot of these altcoins have
time your momentum.
Absolutely. I think of it like surfing. Like the wave starts, you're paddling your surfboard and then you catch the wave and then you ride the wave, right? And this is what you're looking at in a chart, right? You're looking the flow up and down of the movements of the market.
You don't just become a community member and stay in it forever till it goes to zero? Because I thought that's what we did here in crypto.
That is called exit liquidity.
That's right.
All
Been there,
right.
done that a few times.
Oh my goodness, me too. It's so funny when
Sorry, it's getting late and I'm just so squirrely now. Like I have the attention span of
ooh, piece of
my
candy.
5-year-old.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Okay, so what are
So
we doing with Cardano? What's the play?
Cardano, look, I'm thinking maybe a bounce here and continuing to the upside. We could bounce, go sideways for a little, but inevitably we're going up to $1.10. That's where I still have this going. The
Okay.
stochastic RSI coming down. We're almost like we're a good chunk of the way down. So like we're just gearing up.
Mhm.
We're just gearing up for the next move. So Bitcoin's going to do its thing. We're gearing up for the next move, and you're starting to see this across multiple altcoins. So let's go to I don't know. Let's pick a Chainlink. Chainlink was another one. We broke
Yep.
out. We had a nice thing. We kind of reverted over. So now we're coming down.
Reset.
The MACD, you're starting to see it go from green to red. So we're gonna probably do another one of these. We don't know how deep it's gonna go. So do we come back and retest this again? So we just look at support and resistance lines. And if we're gonna dump, we're probably gonna come down a bit. And this is where we start to
Yeah.
pull what's called a Fibonacci. You can try to predict where you think things are gonna bounce based on the Fibonacci. So what you usually do is you go Alt F on the chart and you go from the impulse. The impulse is where the move starts.
Okay.
And then you drag it all the way up to the top of the wick.
Oh.
So there's certain levels on the Fibonacci. It's really just like a math equation where things could bounce.
Yeah.
So actually, no, the impulse of this one probably would have been here because that's where this move started. So we're looking at on the daily, the move would have started here and we pumped up and came up to the top. So we're looking at right here. We could be bouncing off the 786, which is a very common good place to bounce off of.
Okay.
So this could be the start of the recovery. We come here, we bounce up, and we kind of make a higher low because this is a lower. Now we'll make a higher low here, and then the next step
This
would
is like
be
super advanced trading tips.
absolutely. This is what we're here for. So if this is a bounce, this will make a higher low, and then the next step would be breaking this high. If we break this high, then the uptrend is continuing.
And if we double top, we're basically McDonald's.
And
we're going back to McDonald's to work.
Yeah, so we could double top like this. Where we'll come up here, we'll make a smaller high and then a lower low, and then
the golden arches.
So we could do that. That's a possibility. Or we can make a head and shoulders. So we have we can have a shoulder here, a head here. We come up, make the next shoulder, and then down, right? So that's a possibility.
How do you try to predict which of these scenarios will occur? Do you just wait until it makes a move towards one of these possibilities and then catch the wave? Is that kind of what you're saying?
So learning the type of trading patterns is very important. So once you get a grasp of what they can make, I'm playing with ideas. I don't know what's going to make a head and shoulders. I'm thinking it could, right?
Right.
So as I see this now come up, and it's just, if it starts to round out or kind of stall out here, then I'm like, okay, it's leading me to think that the head and shoulders could happen. But
yeah,
I'm also on the other, like, this is why you could be open-minded. Like on the other hand, it's like, okay, we can break this high and this could just be a higher low, a swing. But it's too risky to get in now because I don't have confirmation of this happening. So if we do not cross here and break this high, then I have to reserve that we're going to make that head and shoulders, right?
Yeah.
And then you'll see the momentum stall out in the MACD, the stochastic RSI, the RSI. You'll start to see it stall out. Right now, the momentum was to the downside. Now, if the next day or two are green candles, then this is going to start to curl back up again, and then this might be the start of another wave. So this is why we got to be patient, and this is why I think the market is really just waiting for the rate cuts tomorrow. Everyone's like, okay, we don't know what's going to happen. I think it's going to be a pretty volatile day because you're going to have people on both sides of the coin. People thinking, oh, we're going to dump. Oh, rate cuts are going to. So it's going to be a battle between the bull and the bears.
It's just going to chop all day, probably.
So, some people are going to trade that and they want to trade that. I'm not one to trade that.
I'm going to be in there. That's when I made most of my money, and it was when I first got on Robinhood after GameStop. I hate Robinhood because they halted trading on GameStop. I probably would be a multimillionaire right now if they hadn't. So my personal mission is to help DeFi app overtake Robinhood or buy them out or in some way just harm the people there who made that decision. But I was trading those moves, especially on like Litecoin. They were just almost predictable, right? You could get in and out in 5 minutes. And
Well,
if
you
you're going
can.
with a little bit of size, you're making a couple $100 on every move.
Well, you can do something like you can trade small time frames. Like sometimes what I like to do sometimes I go down to the minute chart.
Yeah.
And if there's certain things like I've showed you guys the model before about the 200-day moving average and the 21-day, and you see here time and time again when the 21 touches the 200-day moving average, you usually have a pretty nice pump, right?
Yeah.
And you can start a move
Yeah.
like if you and you can just keep going back in the charts and look at this every time that this happens. You look at when the 21 crosses the 200, 21 crosses the 200. Look at this massive pump. It never came back to the 200.
Yeah.
We haven't touched the 200 all the way till here.
Yeah.
So that
okay.
So you can even trade stuff like that. You can get it in the 1 minute chart and you can do something like this. When the 1 minute, here, let me get rid of this. I'm going to show you how you start it. So you look at the 1 minute. You look at the stochastic RSI and you look at the RSI. The 21 is coming up to the 200. So we can already forecast, okay, I'm thinking it's going to cross. Then you got to ask yourself, is the stochastic RSI curling up or not? So we could have waited to here. It crossed and the RSI was coming down and same with the stochastic. And you wait for the curl up.
And then you get it.
Once we get the curl up, see, look at the curl up was right at this big green candle.
Yeah.
You could have got in here and rode this all the way up here. And you could have just done a long position like this. You could have done, you got in, even if you missed this, you just got in right in this candle. And you could put your stop loss below the 200-day moving average of the 1 minute. You don't have to put a take profit because we don't know where this is going to go, right? And what you can do is once you're in the trade, you start moving your stop loss up. So as this starts pumping up, you can move your stop loss to here. And then as it continues up, you can put your stop loss here. And that way, eventually, your stop loss is into profit. So now you're just riding the wave until the momentum slows down. And eventually, you're going to get stopped out. But eventually, you're going to get stopped out into profit. That's how you trade this small time. You want to get in and out, just do that, rinse and repeat over and over. And the 21 crossing the 200 is usually a good indicator as long as the stochastic RSI and the RSI are down and curling back up. If you're getting, if the 20, I've noticed, and I've tried this model and it doesn't work. More often than not, you're going to lose when the RSI, stochastic RSI is up here and the 21 crosses the 200. You're going to have a pump, but it's going to fail. It's going to roll over.
Makes sense.
So those are the things you got to look at if you want to trade small time frames, get in and out, and you can definitely do that. And then you use the 5 minute to, you can move yourself up. The 1 minute you catch the wave, and then you move to the 5 minute, and then 15 minute, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But
I'm getting better at that. Using the tools.
And that's what it is. Once you start to get it, like you kind of use it, it gives you a little edge. Like again, you're not no one's perfect. I've lost many trades, and it's just
my trading has improved. Like I feel like I'm getting free educational content every time we host a pod. Like this is a value add to my life. I'm getting better, so thank you.
Well, thank you for shouting that out, but thank you. I appreciate that. I try. I'm also learning as I'm teaching. Like I am also a student of trading. I'm not a professional trader.
We're all always students, and I'm a big proponent of learning out loud so that other people can see the processes and the thought processes that go behind it, see how your predictions play out, and kind of develop their own theses, right? Like if we're all trading off the exact same patterns and ideas and everything, I don't know what happens to the markets.
So let's take a look at AVAX, because AVAX has been kind of neat because it actually has continued to stay strong. Now, we could have what's called a rising wedge, which could be a reversal pattern. Okay. So this is also, this could be reversal.
Oh, so you think it's going to go down?
I'm leaning to more yes than no, because again, I told you that, and I told you this before too.
Cancel the show. We're never doing this show again.
So
you never say anything bad about AVAX.
I also said that we need to get the 21 moving average back in the price action. We're a little too far from it. Now, again, we could continue. If something is super bullish, it could continue up. So if we make what a rising pennant or rising channel, it could
Hmm.
reverse down. Or if we make a bullish rectangle, the pattern will look more like this. It'll look more like a rectangle like
The
that, right?
range will be bigger going
Yeah,
up
yeah, yeah.
as opposed to narrowing.
But if we get into, usually when you get into a bullish rectangle from an uptrend, it's a continuation, so it'll continue to the upside. So
Okay.
what we could do is we kind of gonna go sideways or like this until the 21 catches and pop up. I am seeing the stochastic RSI is up here, and same with the RSI, it's up here. You're starting to see
Yeah.
the MACD slow down in bullish momentum.
Yeah.
And as you see in previous times that this happens, we do have a little bit of a pullback.
I'm going
So
to close my long right now. I'm not ignoring you.
no, you're cool. You're cool. And then like we can move down the time frames and see what the 4 hour looks like it's starting to curl down and come down. So again, I just think we could come down a little bit. We can even just go sideways. We can go going sideways will also reset the stochastic RSI. We can bounce in this channel for a while, and this will go down and reset like that. That's
If
also a
you're not getting
possibility.
trading information in the moment while you're trading, like you're behind. If you're watching CNBC and they're, like you have no idea what's going on, but if you watch the Adoption podcast, you get out of your trades profitable before it tanks.
Absolutely.
It's just a small sales promotion for the show.
Yeah, and see, even here on the 1 hour, I can't really make a bullpen. It kind of looks like a symmetrical
Yeah.
triangle, and symmetrical triangles don't really break up super often. They say they're a 50-50 pattern, but I've lost a lot that I've traded, so I stopped trading them. So,
Well, you're unlucky and I'm lucky. So
abs-
I will probably win on those. Tell me when they come.
you're more than welcome, sir. I will tell you though, they on the hour chart, the stochastic RSI is on the bottom, so we could have a move back up to the top of the channel. Like again,
Okay.
we're gonna get to a point where things are so bullish where these things won't make sense anymore, because we
Yeah.
start the parabolic moves and they will just keep ripping, and that's what's gonna catch a lot of traders out, because like you're gonna go to
You won't be positioned.
you're gonna go to fundamentals, and the fundamentals aren't working because we're just overly bullish.
Yeah.
So again, AVAX.
Blow off tops everywhere.
I will tell you though, like when you have coins, after a little bit of a dip and things stay strong, you want to usually be in the coins that are holding up pretty well in a dip.
Yeah.
And AVAX just
And
has
just
so
if
much
you're
bullish
following
momentum.
the ecosystem and the talent like Mike is very much a technical trader and I'm very much like what information, is available to me in the world. How reliable do I think it is? Do I think that this person talking about this project, and that's, you don't want to call it, it's like the stock traders all talking to each other, right? Like,
Yeah.
people are plugged in and know the CEOs, they've met them. That guy's a drunk. Don't invest in him. That guy's a whatever, like there's some things you just can't know from a chart, So
Right.
I'm kind of a vibe trader and I'm trying to mix that more with like fundamentals, technical analysis, and then just increase my win rate, right? Like,
Yep.
maybe not do so many stupid trades.
More knowledge can never hurt. So I'll give you guys. We're gonna go through look at Solana real quick again, and it looks like the same thing like almost every other coin. We came up, we rolled over a little bit. Now the question is this a bounce and we continue the uptrend, or do we continue down, or do we start our first bear flag, which would be something like this? We kind of go up a little bit and then eventually we just come down, right? So
Yeah.
that's what we gotta watch. I'm watching the stochastic RSI. I'm gonna let this week play out and see how these indicators start to reset, if they reset. But again, I still see Solana could continue all the way up to $282, because the circle here, you can draw a circle, but they haven't really curled over. Like you'll see the moving average started doing this look at the arch almost, and then you can draw that circle and then it'll start to come down. So still bullish on, honestly, the market in general. We just might have maybe a little bit of a down, 5-10% down in the market in the next couple of days into October, and then all of a sudden Q1 starts and we're off to the races again. Like 10% dip in crypto is really not that bad, guys. Like it's nothing compared to 2017. You had more like 5-20% dips all the way up to the all-time high. Like this has been a pretty sideways. If you zoom out and you look at like this bull market,
I remember thinking it was over so many, you're just like, we're done, we're cooked.
But if you zoom out in this bull market, it's really just been sideways. It hasn't really been
Yeah.
crazy. Like it's been a mostly sideways
I wonder if
market.
that means it will be more explosive when the time comes, you
Yes.
know?
Well, that's the thing. If you look at 2017, we're more likely to have something like that because things didn't start to pick up till around this time, till Q4, October, November,
Right.
December, and it just went absolutely insane. So this is kind of leading me to think that we're having a cycle. Let's again, it's not going to be exactly the same, but it's going to be maybe similar. But I'm going to
Right.
leave you guys before we finish on the charts. I'm going to look at home, and then I'm going to look. I'm going to give you a
Yes.
trade. So I'm going to give you a trade here. We did really, really well with Crypto.com token, Crow token.
Oh yeah.
It had a huge pump, and if you guys were with me on these trades, we got some of this momentum here, and we got these trades, and we made a good profit. It made like over 100% profit on my trades with Crow. And then again, of course, we had to come back down, and this is exactly what we do. I got us in a falling wedge. We're kind of just going in this falling wedge. The daily stochastic RSI has come back to the bottom. We're
Mm-hmm.
getting to the neutral line. We still could come down in this channel, so we can go all the way up to like the 20th, like next week of September, into this channel.
Okay.
But I have this breaking out. Like this could be a huge trade. So this can potentially, if you take the pull from the top of the wick to where the move started, we can break all the way up to like 45 cents. That would be like if you were to get in now, I wouldn't suggest you get in now, but if you got in now,
Right.
that's like a 98% move. That's a
I'm down. I wish
6.6.
I had it on DeFi app so I could long it.
I know. It's a 6.6 risk versus reward ratio where I think we can even get into this trade a little longer. But if you want to get it now, you can get it now. You put your stop
Mm-hmm.
loss right down here. So it would have to lose my falling wedge. But I want to give it some wiggle room. I don't want to just across and then all of a sudden a stop loss. So I'm going to go here with my stop loss to this line here. And this also lines up with this moving average here. And then, you have a stop loss of 16.64%. And I've showed you guys how to do this before, where you calculate your stop loss. And then that's where you would put it. And you can also go down the time frames. Like you can say, hey, let me see, where does the stop loss line up with? And the stop loss lines up with the 4-hour 200-day moving average. Actually, you would have to lose the 4-hour 200-day moving average to lose that trade. So that's what I will leave you with for a trade for today. That's really the only thing other than the Bitcoin cup and handle. I have this. I'm still waiting for a lot of the altcoins to do their thing. If there's a chart you
Yep.
guys want me to check out, just drop in chat. And then let's check out home. So yeah, Crow for potentially
Yeah,
move
because
up
he
to
can do
45
them
cents.
tomorrow too. Like he does a whole show. Just to remind everyone, tomorrow is a whole show of like charts, and then he plays video games.
Absolutely. And we have like a whole nother day of data. Like it'll be actually nice because like we'll be able to come at the show and decompress after the FOMC meeting and talk about what the hell happened. Are we in Valhalla or are we working at McDonald's?
Yeah.
So
Oh, this
home,
looks nice.
I beg to differ.
Ish.
I beg to differ.
Oh, well, it came out of your little falling wedge.
It did. Again, falling wedges break out to the upside more often than they don't. I believe it's like a
Okay.
64 to 78% chance, which it did. The only thing I was a little bit worried about when I saw home here, it was a double top. You clearly
Okay.
have a double top here, and you also have an M pattern, right? So that's what I was a little worried about. I knew this was coming. Like whatever, like we're gonna dump, but like guys, it's not gonna be crazy. Like this is where you want to,
Yeah.
if you want to get in, you want to buy here, right?
Yeah,
Like we're
at
in a
one of these
we're in a
levels.
bull
They're
market.
doing the buybacks.
This chart has been a good chart to trade. Honestly, I wish there's perpetuals on this because it reacts very nice to the patterns. Like it'd be a really
We're
good trade
chatting
to
about getting them on a certain platform.
hell yeah.
Fingers crossed.
So
Yeah.
again, we look at our stochastic RSI. The daily's coming down the reset, which is fine. We had the M pattern, and we could come back a little bit, or we could have. This is it. This might be the bounce, right? Like just like Cardano, just like all the other coins I showed you, we might be bouncing here.
Yeah.
So I would just wait for something like this. It would come up. Oh, what am I doing? This is the wrong tool. So it would come up like this, and then if we want it to be a bounce, we want it to break this high, and then come back down, retest like this high again, and bounce off and come back up. So you would go back to your support and resistance lines. So you'd go, here. Oh, I just pressed the wrong button. You would go here, right, and then I would put it here under the wick, and then the next one would be here, and then you would just wait for it to break these lines. Just watch and wait, and to see
Yeah.
what happens. So that's kind of what we're in for altcoins right now. We're just kind of in a holding pattern. We're just waiting to see if things, if we're gonna, if this is a bounce, wait for confirmation of a bounce. If we do, then you can get back in trading. But I'll be honest with you, if Bitcoin dominance is going back up, Bitcoin's going to be stronger, and the altcoins might get chopped out of altcoin trades.
Right.
So trading Bitcoin would be more beneficial to you because you'll be more likely to be successful in the trade. But not to say again, if Bitcoin goes up, mostly other things go up too, right? So
Yeah.
that's totally up to you what you trade. But yeah, that's all I got for today. I think that's pretty much, again, you pretty much see the same thing across all altcoins. And we just got to watch this Bitcoin dominance to see if this is a new
Yeah.
uptrend or if we're just eventually going to dump
Well, it
back
looks
down.
like I'm just looking at my DFAT chart on it. It looks like it just touched 117 Bitcoin.
Yeah. Oh, did it? Yeah,
Yeah.
116.66.6. So yeah, we're
Good.
getting there.
Yeah.
So
All right. Well,
see you
good
tomorrow,
show.
guys.
Yeah.
That was awesome. So pay attention to the charts. We'll see you tomorrow at 9:00 for my stream. I'll do this again. We'll play some video games. We'll have a good time, and we'll help you guys de-stress from the the rate cuts tomorrow and the volatility that I
I'm not watching
anticipate.
any of it. I'm logging off tomorrow.
See, I'm such a nerd. I like watching the whole rate cuts. I like when they talk about the floors. I know it's so boring, but someone's got to do it, and then I can tell you.
Shoot
guys
me
about
now. I know. I'm the marketing person. It is I am so grateful that we have such different skill sets. I promote the shows and you do the smart stuff.
Yeah, I was telling my wife about this. It's like the yin and yang, right? We have we vibe off each other because and some things you're totally opposite for me, but I admire that part of you because I'm not like that, right? It's the grass is always...
Yeah, we're all just combinations of things, and it makes us shine in some areas, and because you shine in that area, you probably lack in something else. So just be grateful for the gifts that you have and share them with people. I think that's what we're all trying to do here in crypto, and
that's why we want to connect with people, right?
Infrastructure that will support, bringing more people up, and like Maurice was talking about earlier, just decentralization of access to early stage companies. You cannot get in on those IPOs. You cannot invest in early angel rounds for the next Apple or the next consumer protections, and it is right, but I think everybody would not play it that safe, right? If it was a fair playing field and everybody had access to all the same stuff, I think you would have to take massive amounts of risk. And I think that's why they like to keep most of the access for themselves so that they can make early profits, and then and then it's riding free money at that point, and they can play with prices and get consumed. It sucks. And I think crypto just being more decentralized, and accessible, I just think, I'm hopeful that we get some real positive change in the world.
Hey man, power back to the people. That's what it's all about. And working together with all these communities that we bring in, the people that we interview and everything, it's all come to one goal, which is mass adoption of crypto. We're all on the same side. We want the space to grow. We want more people in, and we also want to lift people up as we're doing it through our education, through charts, through opportunities that Mikkel likes to post on the Telegram. So guys, make sure you guys get in there. And guys, we'll see you next week. Thank you so much for coming by, and see you next week, 9:00 Tuesdays.
See you next week.
Peace.
Bye.